Life can be beautiful. It doesn't have to be expensive. Christine Louise Holbaum. Number 10. Freeze credit cards. And we mean all of them. Freezing your credit cards can save you hundreds, even thousands of dollars every month. In a world where a credit card has become king, people tend to overspend when they use credit cards. This makes them slaves to the debt they can hardly pay, which causes them to pay higher interest rates, adding more financial stress to an already bad situation. For example, when you go to the store and use your credit card, you're tempted to spend more than you had initially planned to. If your budget was to spend $200, you find that by the time you leave the store, you've spent $500. That's $300 worth of extra expenses, not to mention that interest has already started calculating on your balance. If you spend $500 a week for a month, you'll have spent $2,000, which you will take from your monthly income to settle. Even when you have to pay the minimum amount per month, it means you spent money you didn't have, which is a bad financial move. To solve this problem, use cash only when you go shopping. Paying with cash doesn't attract any extra charges such as transaction fees. What you buy is what you pay for, which can save you some pretty bucks down the line and keep you debt-free. If you salivate at the sight of your credit cards and want to go on a mad shopping spree, cut your cards up. After all, you can't run half cards, can you? Number 9. Unplug everything. Well, maybe not everything. You don't want to turn off your heater completely, especially during the winter season unless you want to wake up as a block of ice. You also don't want to turn your refrigerator off unless you fancy a running stomach. But everything else that consumes power, even when not in use, must be turned off. Have you ever heard of vampire power? Yeah, it's really a thing. It's when your gadgets consume energy even when they're turned off. Things that look so mundane such as computer cords, phone chargers, and even coffee pots can cause your electricity bill to go up by 20%. Because even if they are turned off, they're on standby, which causes them to consume energy, hence costing you money. You can avoid phantom power consumption and can save by making sure that you've turned off your gadgets before you go to bed. Leaving gadgets plugged in can also be a fire hazard in case a fire breaks out. Because most gadgets are used a few hours a day, leaving them unplugged will cause phantom power consumption, which can cost you a good amount whenever you get your electricity bill. To save energy, hence your money, go around the house and turn off everything that needs to be off before you go to bed or in the morning before you go to work. You'll save yourself tons of headaches and money. Number 8. Borrow before buying. You don't have to buy every single item, especially if you're using them once or twice. This would be like taking a Zippo and setting your dollar bills on fire. Imagine buying a wood chipper because you needed to shred some wood from a tree you cut in your backyard. First of all, it would cost you a sizable space, and second, you'd spend crazy amounts on the equipment you may use once or twice in your life. For example, the most basic wood chipper may cost you $800. This is not putting into account the fuel or the power it would consume when it's running. That's close to $1,000 spent on the equipment you rarely ever need. Instead of buying the wood chipper, you can borrow it from a friend or relative. Even if you have to drive a couple of miles to get it, we doubt you'd spend $1,000 worth of gas. Borrowing before buying is an extremely frugal tip that can save you lots of money. Other things you can borrow instead of buying include serving dishes, folding chairs and tables, tools, and camping equipment, among others. Unless you are a frequent hiker, you don't need camping equipment filling up your space, creating more clutter. Anything you can borrow, don't spend money on because it'll be going to waste. Number 7. Run the dishwasher late at night. Did you know that energy costs less before 4 p.m. and after 9 p.m.? That's right, it can cost you less money to load your dishwasher after 9 p.m. We know you might be a little unnerved by dirty dishes in the sink if you had dinner at 6 p.m. and haven't cleaned your dishes after 9 p.m. And it does sound a little extreme to wait for hours before cleaning. But if you're trying to be frugal, this is a tip that you can't afford to overlook. For example, if you run your dishwasher at 7 p.m., you'll consume more electricity than if you do it after 9 p.m. This is because electricity companies use what is known as time of use, or TOU, which bills you according to the time of day you consume electricity. If you and the rest of the community load your dishwashers, say at 8:30 p.m., the electricity bill will go up because there's more demand, which costs the power companies more to produce power. To lower your electricity bill and save money, choose the time people are using less electricity and load your dishwasher. You can even practice extreme frugality and wake up at 3 and use all the electricity you want for close to nothing. Sounds like a plan, doesn't it? Number 6. Start a garden. Do you want to be frugal and save tons of cash? Start a garden. We know you don't like to be associated with dirt, and neither do you want to see icky worms, right? Well, you are losing big money by buying groceries from the store. Planting your own vegetables is a way to be self-sustainable and save money. Here are a few ways you can save big bucks when you start your own garden. You don't have to spend the $100 a week you use to buy groceries from the store. You eat fresh food you've grown organically, which is good for your health. And you can plant all the varieties you want without worrying about the price tag. Some vegetables are expensive, such as pink lettuce, and buying them regularly can cost you a lot of money. This vegetable costs up to $10 a pound, but planting it in your garden can save you a lot of money. Did you know that gardening is a natural stress reliever? Shocker, right? Well, playing with dirt is indeed an excellent way of improving your mood and overall mental health. This also saves you money because when you feel an anxiety attack coming, you don't have to rush to the ER. You just need to go to the garden and commune with your plants. You'll be at peace without spending a dime. Number 5. Lower your water heater. Lowering your thermostat is very cost-effective when it comes to electricity consumption. This is because the bill will go down, which will save you some good money. Most manufacturers set their water heater temperatures to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a safety as well as a financial hazard. Getting scalded by hot water is no fun. Not only will you have burn scars, but you'll also have to spend money going to the hospital. Setting your water heater too high also causes standby heat loss, which can cost you up to $70 annually. Whatever you have in your house that needs a heater, such as a dishwasher, showers, or laundry machines, you can save money by lowering the temperature, which can amount to up to $400 a year. We're sure you wouldn't mind that, right? Besides your water heater, home heating systems also need to be turned down when it's appropriate to save power. For example, people tend to use more power during winter than in summer, and turning down your heating system during the cold season can save you a decent amount of cash. Find ways to cut back on your electricity bill, and you'll be saving money you never knew you were spending. Number 4. Do a pantry challenge. We all love money-saving challenges, don't we? They help us push ourselves to the limit to achieve our goals. Well, the pantry challenge has the same concept, with the only difference being that you're not exchanging liquid cash. You're trying to eat everything in your pantry before going to the grocery store for more food. Having a pantry challenge is an extreme way to save money and avoid food waste. For example, many of us don't like certain or all types of beans. Some are gaseous and cause heartburn, but a pound of beans costs $2. If you had bought 4 pounds, you spent $8 on them. Keeping them in the pantry for a long time causes them to get weevils, surpass the expiry date, or rot if storage conditions are not good. Throwing them away is a waste of food and money. Frugal people know that they have to use all the food in their pantry before visiting a grocery store for a fresh batch. And there is no better way to use everything in your pantry than participating in a pantry challenge. This means that you don't waste any food. If you have wheat flour, use it to bake cakes and make other wheat foods. And the same case applies to your grains. Cooking food in batches can help you lessen the work. Also, the challenge involves foods like leftovers, which works by eating the previous dinner's leftovers the following day. This way, no food is wasted, and your money remains safely tucked somewhere. Number 3. Replace regular bulbs with LED. Have you ever wondered why your electricity bill still goes high, even though you've taken safety measures to ensure you use as little electricity as possible? Maybe it's time you took a look at your bulbs and see if they're helping you save more power. Did you know that incandescent bulbs use 12.2 kilowatt hours of electricity per month, while LED bulbs use 0.61 kilowatt hours per month? The difference is huge. Incandescent bulbs cost about 60 cents and last up to a month. This means that in a year, you'd spend $7.20. LED bulbs, on the other hand, cost about $3 and last a minimum of 1 year. That's a difference of $4.20. You spend more on the purchase, and you pay more in electricity bills when you use incandescent bulbs. If you want to save money, change every single bulb in your house to LED. You'll save so much more by avoiding wastage of energy and cost. Number 2. Write down every expense. We know that you might not like to write down all the things you buy without budgeting for, such as the $5 bag of Doritos or the $2 Monster drink you grabbed on your way to the gym. But writing all your expenses down allows you to know how much you're spending and helps you see when to cut back on what. For example, if you go grocery shopping, how many times do you follow your budget to the last cent? You may have planned to spend $100 on your groceries only to find that you've spent $180. This means that the extra $80 had not been planned for, and therefore, you made an impulse purchase. Writing every expense, even the cents you've spent, allows you to keep track of your money and avoid meaningless spending. But doing this goes hand in hand with financial discipline. Even when you buy an item worth 57 cents, write it down. It's the only way you'll be absolutely sure about how much money you spend and see where you can cut back on spending and save your money. Before we get into number 1, make sure to check out the links in the description for our best recommendations to boost your savings. Number 1, change your lifestyle. All the frugal tips in the world are of no benefit to you if you don't make the conscious decision to change your lifestyle. Some of us live a lavish lifestyle with money we can't afford, which drives us into massive debts and stress-related illnesses. For example, if you can't afford to live in Beverly Hills, from your income or your business, you have no business looking for a $7,000 two-bed house on Santa Monica Boulevard. You'd get gray hair so fast, your peers would start calling you Silver Fox at 27 years. You wouldn't want to be labeled as middle-aged at that age, would you? Living within your means is one way to become financially independent because it helps you save money and achieve your financial goals. If you want to be frugally extreme, you can start living below your means and save tons of money. Make sure to check out the next video. You're going to get a ton of value from this one. See you there.